How's it going? Ryan here at etrailer.com. Today on our 2013 Toyota Prius C, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Class 1 Trailer Hitch Receiver. Now, one thing I really like about this is that for the most part it's going to be completely hidden. The only thing you're really going to be able to see is that receiver tube opening. That way we can still maintain that clean look on the back of our Prius. Now, we found that our Prius customers use their vehicles to do a little bit of everything. And that includes folding accessories, like bike racks, for example. Well, since the hitch does come out, just sits right behind the back of our bumper, it is going to give us some pretty good clearance and work really well for those folding accessories. Now, one thing that I like and that separates this one from some of the others, at least aesthetically speaking, is the fact that it's going to have a reinforced collar. Now, I just think that this gives the hitch a more complete and better look. So it is going to be a Class 1 hitch. So it's going to have that 1¼ by 1¼ receiver tube opening, and it's going to have the standard 1/2-inch size pinhole. Now, keep in mind, a pin and clip does not come included, but if you need one, you can find it here at etrailer.com. The safety chain openings are going to be a loop style. They're going to give us quite a bit of room to use just about any hook that we might have. Now, as far as the hitch's weight capacities go, it's going to have a 200-pound maximum gross tongue weight rating. So it's going to be the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. So that'll work perfect for those 1 and 2 bike racks. As far as the maximum gross trailer weight rating goes, it's going to be 2,000 pounds, or the amount of weight pulling on the hitch. So that's the weight of your trailer, plus anything that you might have on it. Now, I do always like to point out that it's never a bad idea to check with your Prius's owner's manual to make sure you can pull up much weight. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of measurements, and you're going to use these to help figure out which hitch-mounted accessories to get. From the ground to the top inside edge of our receiver tube opening, it's going to be about 10.5 inches. So chances are pretty good if you plan on doing a little bit of towing, you're going to need to get a ball mount with a rise. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the edge of our rear bumper, it's going to be about 4 inches. And so you're going to use that measurement to help figure out if any folding accessories that you might have can be stored in the upright position without contacting the bumper. So overall, this is a really good way to help kind of free up some space inside of your compact car, allowing you to carry your bikes or other accessories back here and have more friends ride with you out front. Now, for being a hitch that's for the most part completely hidden, it's actually pretty easy to get installed and shouldn't take you a whole lot of time. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put it on together now. To begin our installation, we're going to be underneath the back of our Prius. We're going to be removing one of the plastic underbody panels. So to get this panel off, we're going to have 5 plastic push-pin fasteners. Now, the way to remove these, you can either use a trim panel tool or even a flathead screwdriver. Kind of just pry underneath the head of it until that head kind of pops down, and then you can work the whole fastener out. So I'm just going to use that same technique to get the remaining fasteners. And once all of them are out, our panel will drop down and we can just set it to the side. And we're also going to have 2 more of those same push-pin style fasteners that we need to take out, and those are holding these bumper flaps to the body of our vehicle. So again, trim panel tool, and work those fasteners out. Now we need to remove our bumper bolts. But before we do that, I like to just kind of support the bumper just to be on the safe side. So I have a pole jack here that's just putting a little bit of pressure on the bottom of our bumper beam. However, you could always use a floor jack with a few blocks of wood, a ratchet strap, anything like that you might have to just keep a little bit of pressure on it to help hold it in place. So the bumper beam bolts that we're going to take out are going to be right here, and there's going to be 3 of them. And so we'll take those out using a 12mm socket. And once we have all 3 of these out, the other side is set up the exact same way, so we'll just repeat that process over there. Now that our bumper beam is loose, we're able to kind of move it around a little bit. And if you push it up, sometimes a little bit of rust and debris can accumulate by our bolt holes. So what I like to do is just take a tube brush and some penetrating oil and just kind of run that through all of our bolt holes just to help clean any of that out. Now with all of our holes cleaned out, we can go over the hardware combination that's going to hold our hitch into place. So what we're going to do is take the included bolts and a conical tooth washer and make sure the teeth on the washer are facing towards the hitch. So it'll set on the bolt like this. And then these will simply just thread into the factory holes. And it's going to be that same hardware combination for all 6 of our attachment points. Now we can get our hitch into position. So what we're going to do is take our passenger side in and kind of work that edge behind this tab and over our exhaust. Kind of push up on our beam. And able to kind of rotate it. Get it up in place. Over on the driver's side, we get it behind the other tab. Push it up. Then we're able to get everything lined up. And we're just going to get one bolt started on each side, hand tight. That way everything will be supported while we work on the rest of the hardware. So I went ahead and got the rest of our hardware in place and hand tight. Now we can snug it all up. Now with our hardware all snug, we can come back using a torque wrench and tighten it all down to the amount specified in the instructions. So now we can take our push-pin fasteners and reinstall them here on our bumper flaps, hold them secure. Now we won't be reinstalling the little panel that we removed here earlier, but what I like to do just to kind of make it look like a more complete look is just take those fasteners and kind of just pop them in on each side. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the CURT Class 1 Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2013 Toyota Prius C.